Hi, everyone. So, this is the new electronic version of our first time guest card. There's so many benefits to converting this postcard into a digital format for both the guests and for members of the welcome team. One of the things that we're tasked with on the welcome team is to quickly get information from the first time guests into Realm and started on the appropriate pathway and added to the right group. This has been challenging thus far because when we receive the postcards, on a worship service Sunday, we typically leave them in the tray in the welcome center, and then a member of the welcome team collects those cards and then goes home to edit them into Realm, transfer them rather into Realm. This is a challenge for us because we're not all available every Sunday to do that, and the cards can sit in the tray for up to a week or more before anyone gets a chance to begin that guest on their pathway. So, one of the benefits of an electronic form is that we will be able to see this data real time from wherever we are. If we've traveled, if we've gone someplace for work, if we find a few minutes on a break from work, we can edit this information into Realm from our phones, from our iPads, from our office computers. And we can see one another doing that so that the workload is shared evenly. Um, it also, another benefit of the electronic form is that it keeps the data in-house. And what I mean by that is when I go into Realm currently, there will be profiles created by members of, the finance division, because people have dropped their cards in the offering buckets. I've also seen that people have been entered into Realm coming out of the bookstore because they've turned them in there. And then of course, you have members of the welcome team who enter them. This is awesome that everybody wants to help out, and it definitely helps divide the work. The trouble is that not all pieces of information are going in the same ways. And so we find all manner of diversity in new profiles. And so I'll explain that a little bit further during question and answering time. So here's the card. First-time guests would access this card a variety of ways. They could choose to click the link from the website. They could scan the QR codes that are available at the welcome tables out in the foyer, or they could choose to use the scan app on their phone to scan the QR code that they'll find on the back of the new card that they receive in worship service. This card would be more of a postcard size to save money for the team, and so that the first-time guests could have the card in their wallet even when they've finished giving us the information. That card would have contact information for a member of the welcome team and access to the church. That card could then go into a purse or a wallet. They could complete this e-guest card from home. Preferably they do it while they're at in the building with us. But again, they could share it, pass it on to someone else, or just have it as a reference point later. So if I've scanned or I've chosen the link to fill out the guest card, I've raised my hand. Are there any first-time guests in the service? I raise my hand. Members of the welcome team will still go make face-to-face, personalized contact, give the pens that we give out, the ink pens, PEN, not PIN. They would still shake their hand, greet them, hug them, and give them the small business card size contact and thank them for being our guest with whatever other handouts and flyers we may have. And that business card would invite them to come see us at the Welcome Center table before they leave. At that table, they can confirm with us that they've done the first time guest e-card, or that they intend to, or that they need help doing it, whereby we would help them using our devices if they needed that, and thank them for doing so, and then still give them the gift bag. So once they access the card, they fill it out. There are some very cool features here. I'm going to just put in my old Lexington email address. I'm going to do a mock completion, Mr. Mann. I'm going to say that my birthday is this, and the general information It's very basic, and this doesn't take any time at all. I'm going slower because I'm showing it to you, but we did have guests who did it in service last week, and they appreciated how quick and simple and easy it was. So if I'm a guest, let's say that I'm a student, I'm not married, I'm single, I have no children. I'm going to say, no, I'm not married. So I will not even be asked about a spouse, whereas on the large postcard, you had to fill out your spouse information. So this will bypass any data validations that are not relevant for that person. Do I have any children? I'm going to say no. So I'm not even going to see and waste my time filling out anything about children. I prefer Facebook Messenger because I'm a millennial. I'm not really, but I'm going to pretend like it today and be young. I prefer text, and I'm okay with an occasional email. I heard about this from a family friend, this particular church, and I attended worship service. I don't need transportation, and these are all the same questions that were on the original card. I don't have any comments today. I acknowledge all of these privileges and rights and all of these agreement statements. I don't have any children. I want information, and you can publish my photo. So I'm going to submit my guest card. And before we look at my responses, I'm going to submit one more just so you can see really quickly what it looks like if I said yes to any of those qualifiers. These are not mandatory questions. I don't believe I made them mandatory. So let's pretend that I am married and I'm a guest and I say, yes, I'm married. Then my next screen is going to take me to information about my spouse. So I just wanted to show that. You'll have an opportunity to play with it later if you so choose. But that's one of the really cool features. So once all of this is in, I don't have to search the tray. I don't have to hope I can read people's handwriting. I can assign to any member of the welcome team that they're going to go through and take care of 3 or 4 of these in our spreadsheet. So everything in that guest card form, the data will convert over to the spreadsheet. And let's say that I'm a welcome team member who's responsible for adding this person in. I can go straight in and take Alex Wilson. I can copy, I can paste, I can copy, I can paste for all of these things. His email address, no typos, at least not on our end. No misinterpretation of handwriting. No waiting until I get back to grab the card. Any member of the welcome team can access this from anywhere they are. And as soon as I'm done completing Alex Wilson's transfer of data to Realm, I'm going to hit a check mark so that all of my other welcome team members know that these 4 have been entered. I don't have to text and call to ask. And it's just slick and easy. So I hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. And if you'd like to give it a shot, make sure you have a scan app downloaded to your phone. And if you'd rather not do that, I'll make sure that everybody has access to the URL so that you can navigate there from whatever device through your browser. All right, I hope you like it. And I guess we'll open it up for questions.